Okay, Tom.
Here we go, buddy. Another day, beautiful river.
Yep.
Washington, they're hopefully going to vote out that reconciliation ship, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Always save shit stick for last.
Shit sticks for last.
That's, by the way, Greg Fleury doing a flyby.
So let's talk about the Bills, huh?
Nice win over the Skins. Josh looked like the Josh
I'm
we
sorry.
all
Whoa,
know.
whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm into the new woke. That's not the Skins anymore.
Oh no, you're right.
It's the Washington football team.
FC.
And by the way, I always look at it and say WTH, like what the
Right.
every time I look at it. But go ahead.
Yeah, Josh looked like the old Josh. They played him the same way the other teams did.
Mm-hmm.
This time he was there. He had a lot of confidence. The line did a nice job about with their front four.
Yep.
You have a stat though that was concerning.
Yeah. Ford. Cody Ford was ranked as the worst offensive lineman in football this week by Pro Football Focus. But what bothered me more, because that's kind of subjective, is that he gave up 11 pressures, which they said is the most of any lineman since 2000.
It's a
Wow.
rare South African whippoorwill that's now come across our border.
And we'll talk about that later too. Anyway, so
Man-eaters, I think they are.
you know, I think Cody Ford is going to have to step it up a notch. He was picked in the in the late 30s in the second round, and we moved up to get him, and he's struggling now. He is healthy, and if he's healthy, we got to see some more out of him. If he doesn't wake up, you're going to see Botka or somebody else in there.
It's funny too that in the draft the Bills took the two very athletic tackles, Tommy Doyle
and
Spencer
Brown.
Spencer Brown, and I got Davis stuck in my head. And Spencer Brown came in the game, played a few plays, and did a great job on Chase Young, and
Yeah.
also was a tight end eligible, which we said on this show a while back. Watch for that.
They kept bringing him in. Yeah, I know.
I think, like you said, he's probably too big to play guard, but I think you'll see the Bills. Obviously, you'll see the Bills address that down the road. But Cody's got to pick it up a notch, and I think you're right. You might see Ike Botka maybe soon. Who was the guy that they had Forrest Lamb, but he's on IR, right?
The guy, yes, but the guy that we cut that came from Cincinnati, he's back on the practice squad.
Oh, they did bring him, but he had a rough camp too.
Yeah,
though.
he was not good.
But maybe that's whatever.
See what happens there. Josh was amazing. He was under pressure and yet stayed calm, cool, and collected and just picked them apart. What a signing by this for Emmanuel Sanders. Man, this kid is just playing football, and 34 years old. He looks like he's 23, loving life.
Loving the fans. It was great to see Bills Mafia in style. 93-yard drive, right? Or was it
93?
93-yard drive. That was a thing of friggin' beauty.
That was
it not?
Put a nail in the coffin, and now very, very happy. If we go ahead.
Defensively,
Yeah, I was going to go to D. Go ahead.
This D has given up, I think, 3 touchdowns. Now, the block punt wasn't a D, and then that freaky thing with the
Yeah, they only
kickoff.
had to go 20 yards.
That's some serious D in today's
Yeah.
what you can play D.
Yeah, can't sneeze on anybody.
No.
No, the defense is highly ranked. I think they're 4th or 5th in the NFL. I think we're 7th in sacks, and the hurries are off the charts. We're all over that.
You also had a stat, too, though, that was a little bit maybe concerning about the sacks, right? The finishing?
Yeah, so what happens is you look at when I was working the game and I was watching, I kept saying, we're not getting to this guy. He's taking a little sidestep here, or he's going around the edge, or he's going up the gut, and he's getting away. And as it was, we only had one sack where we chased him out of bounds for no gain.
Yeah, and who got that? Latulele got credit,
Latulele got that. And I'm watching this unfold, and I'm like, come on, guys, you got to get to this guy. So then I started saying to myself, well, I bet it was a contained strategy where they just wanted to contain him. He's very fast. He's mobile. He's not the greatest quarterback, but he's mobile. And then I watched somebody I respect, Joe Buscaglia, did his All-22, and he said absolutely not. That was not the strategy, and the Bills just weren't getting home.
Right.
And listen, against Washington, we won by 22 points. We beat Miami by 35, but we're going to play Kansas City.
Right.
We're going to play Tampa. We're going to play Tennessee. We got to get home, and we need to get home with four with the occasional blitz.
Right.
Okay, we can't sell out with blitz because you're not going to beat those teams like that. So anyway, that was a little bit of a concern. On the positive, Matt Milano is an animal.
Oh, for sure. Takeaways are awesome. I will say the one thing I did notice about the rush, and I too respect Joe, they were keeping a tight end and a back end to help in that respect, but we didn't take. And I hate the call, either if it's against us or for us, the roughing the passer. When the guy's got a head of steam, he gets rid of the ball and they tackle him, right?
Yeah, the Bills didn't do that. And there was a lot of opportunities, to your point, a lot of opportunities to do that. Because they were getting frustrated because we just get there and he'd either run or he'd throw it. And I think the Bills did, you're right,
and
that was good.
Tough. That's tough to turn that motor off.
Yep.
Now, I get it. Fans, that wasn't Baba Booey, was it? The fans, if for fans out there listening, I don't want to see a late hit where you're taking his knees out, or a hit
unless
to the
it's
head.
Brady. I'd prefer you take his knees out.
You hit the quarterback. It is football, and I don't like that rule. But the rule is set up because it's an offensive league.
Yeah.
And watching the other games in the league, my God,
Oh.
who stops who anymore?
Nobody stops anybody. I mean, the Minnesota game, that's the whippoorwill.
That's the South American Kiwana bird, and
They're
again,
deadly.
Again with the again with the border. This is what shit sticks letting happen here.
I tell you what, if that thing beats you, you're dead.
No, it's.
How do you get beat by a bird?
I have no idea.
What? Listen to this.
That is.
We're in
You can't make
we're in
this
the
up.
We're in the Amazon.
We're not at the zoo here.
We're in the freaking Amazon.
What was that?
I don't know. Dreaded Tsetse.
Again, no borders. This is what happens.
So I to your point before about a back and a tight end hanging around to bump us, there's some point to that. But I was watching a lot of the film that he put together, and we are not winning one-on-one matchups.
Right.
And that's come on guys, we need you to step up. But anyway, again, I'm nitpicking because that's what I do.
Right.
That was a fantastic football game.
Yeah, it really was.
We just annihilated them. We took the soul right out of them. They didn't care anymore in the second half. They looked like they were just wanted to go home. I think we'll do the same thing. 17-point favorite, now it's 16. Everybody's betting the Texans because of that. Such a huge spread. I don't know if we'll cover. It's tough,
It is tough. I think, again, I'm out of my suicide pool in week 3, but I think the Bills will cover. But it's tough to hold teams down and when points and stuff. And honestly, if the Bills are up,
then they're going to be thrown all over.
They're going to let you come down because they got. They want us. It's about staying healthy and it's about playing in January.
I agree totally.
And something's happening here live, but
I'm thinking a 10 to 13-point win, and that'd be fine. And then then it's big. KC and Sunday night. That's going to be something.
Fun team to watch the Bills. It was great seeing the fans there. It's just
oh my
fun.
God! I love working there. By the way, too.
Fun team to watch too.
I mean, the crowd's great. I have a section that's not a bunch of jerks, and we have a good time. We high five.
Well, credit to yourself too. You nip that stuff in the bud, like Barney Fife said.
Oh yeah.
You don't let any horse shit happen down there.
No, there's no horse shit. And I love the people in the suites. I'm always talking to the people in the suites, and generally they're beautiful women. But
rumors are too that you might be taking a job with the Rapid Rhino in Rochester.
Yeah, they are calling. They're calling.
Anyways, love the Bills. Sabres opened.
Sabres opened. Again, I want to say this because this is a shout out to Capizzi if he ever watches. He takes shots at the show and said we don't come up with anything, and he said we would never watch the Sabres. No, we'll watch the Sabres. We've said that. I think they're going to be fun to watch. I don't think they're going to win a lot, but I'm going to see some growth of kids.
They're my team. I fell in love with them in the 70s when they came around. We started playing street hockey. Yeah. We used to take the fence post off and push a puck around and all that stuff. And gotta love the Sabres. We've been through a rough go, no doubt about it. We've gone through and we've rehashed that. And
I've never taken a fence post off.
If Granado sticks to his word, I like what he says. I like what I see.
Yeah.
I've also liked some of the other moves in the past. But,
so we'll see. But what we did see the other night, I was watching, streaming a little bit and watching some of the highlights. The Sabres, again, it was a mostly young kid roster, a couple of AHLers, but they went hard to they went right at the puck on the forecheck. They got to the wall for the pass. They created havoc, and they were down 2 with 2 minutes to go, and they tied that game through that pressure.
Drew a penalty because of that pressure too.
Yep. Yep.
Which got them on the power play to get one of the goals, and then of course they pulled their goalie and got another. But interesting, they were fun at the end of last year to watch. We all want to start winning, but guys, have patience. If you don't want to spend your money and go see it, I understand.
Yeah.
But I think I like what I see, and they got a lot of guys in here on those chip on your shoulder type contracts, right?
Yep. Yeah.
which I think they got from our football team. That's a great idea. So let's see what happens. And
I predict, I think it's going to start pretty poorly as far as the fans. I think it's going to be a half-empty building. And what I'm hoping is Granato and these kids start to strike a chord, much like the 96, 97, actually 97, 98 with Ted Nolan,
Right.
where he kind of had the land of misfit toys and won the Northeast Division.
and got the most out of his guys.
Yeah.
Too
Now,
bad he
we're
went
not going
nuts.
to win the division, but my point in that is if people see an effort and growth in this team, I think they will come out.
And remember, I don't think the answer, and we found out the hard way, is through free agency either. It's in
Drafting.
specific signings and drafting.
Drafting
We got
and
some
keeping.
really nice goaltenders in the system.
Yep.
Anderson's here to school these guys.
Yep.
There's no doubt about that. He's not the answer, and we'll see what happens. But and I like Power. And there's a nice draft coming up. I know drafts, but it is what it is, everybody.
It's
and
what it is.
Let's just see.
I personally am interested to see what Portillo, the goalie for Michigan, does.
Me too.
Because he had a nice year as a sub last year, and I think he's going to carry that team.
And if you watched and betted, the Bills, once Levi got his name in the mix for Sam Reinhart, the Bills scouts jumped on it. They really
jumped
liked
all
him.
over it. They
So we'll see.
like that kid.
Yep.
So, and anyway, it'll be fun to watch. Hey, listen, it's going to get cold. We're going to be inside with the fireplace on. You know, what are you really going to do unless
Watch
you
the
ski?
Sabre game, right?
Watch the Sabre game.
Or cornhole on ESPN.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Back in my day, cornhole meant something different.
Me too.
But no, and we'll get together. It's also a good time to get together with friends. I can get it.
can't
hopefully,
help puckering though when I turn it on and see that.
hopefully they let me sit with my buddy Pete
Shout stick.
and watch it. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about shit stick. So we got was he a general or a captain? I forgot what he was.
Lieutenant Colonel in the
Lieutenant
Marines.
Colonel. What happened there, Tom?
He's in the brig. He questioned what the heck we were doing in Afghanistan, and he's been incarcerated in the brig when this Millie, this
traitor.
jackass that should be hung, who, if I personally think, wasn't so worried about white supremacy, religion, woke, who pisses how, who squats, who doesn't, all that nonsense. Maybe we wouldn't have lost 13 guys at the gate.
And maybe this would have been done a little bit better. And
Guy's a coward.
he's a coward. And that Millie is the same guy who sat in front of the Senate and said we have to be more tolerant of cross-dressers and
that's horseshit. And called all that shit that he did in Afghanistan a success. It was not a success.
Well, it can't be a success if you screw it up so badly. Don't take credit for the, quote, success of getting people out
Right.
when you completely screwed it up and got people killed.
He's no general. He's a jackass.
Yeah.
And he's all part of Biden's bullshit.
They're liberal bullshit. No, so that was a joke. And that kid should be like, oh, by the way.
no problem talking to all the reporters for his books and shit.
No, that asshole. Lieutenant Colonel, this Marine. This guy's been a lifer, and he's given his life to this country. He's sitting in a brig, number one. Number two, if they court-martial this kid or give him a dishonorable discharge, he's screwed. He
20
loses
years
his
down the
pension.
toilet. For what?
His pension, his insurance, his family. This is ridiculous.
These three guys in Capitol Hill threw shitstick under the bus.
Yeah.
Well, they just told the truth.
They told the
did.
truth.
And they're not in the jail.
Yeah.
They won't resign.
Yeah. No, they won't resign. No, they serve at the
Beware,
hand
guys,
of the
what's
president.
going on here. Beware. The military, our police, defunding the police. How's that going in New York and Chicago and Portland? 60 shot.
Let's bring up the India Walton. So
God almighty.
they're gonna make her the next Buffalo mayor, which is disgusting. But India Walton is shown on tape walking down Delaware. This was probably before the primary with signs and protesters, and they were all chanting "F F Buffalo Police."
Smart, isn't it?
Yeah.
By the way, the big the big thing today is you got that girl missing, and
Laundry
and Laundry. He's on the run there. Well, what's the complaint from the other side? Well, why doesn't the media cover the missing black women in the country?
No. Can I interrupt? They don't say why doesn't the media. Why doesn't anybody care?
Right.
The answer is the media.
Right. How can a drive-by shooting? There's not a single cell phone out. Nobody knows nothing. And by the way, guys, these drive-bys at 3 in the morning aren't like your neighborhood or my neighborhood at 3 in the morning. Everybody's out cooking on the porch. It's a different culture. I'm not knocking it.
Right.
They all see the car coming down the street.
They
all
do.
know who did what, but nobody knows. Cops getting pissed and kicked down in the mall because telling these kids they shouldn't be there. That's all filmed. But
I guess if India doesn't want police to come into their community, maybe that's what we should do. They can shoot each other, and you're not going to give them up anyway, so we'll just stay out. We'll bring the body bags in.
More psychiatrists than people on the scene. Well, how'd that go with the guy with the baseball bat a year ago?
Yeah.
And by the way, have you ever dealt with one of these people? I used to work at ECMC. You'd go down to the ER there and see these shrinks. They don't know what a bar deodorant is. A lot of them are foreign. They can't talk, and you got to deal with this shit.
Yeah,
and he's going to go diffuse the situation? Don't think so, India.
No, it's terrible. Let's talk a little bit about the vaccinations.
Yep.
I'm kind of in the middle. I'm vaccinated. I strongly want people I know to get vaccinated. Yeah, well, there's a lot wrong with me. But anyway, including my size. But that's going to change. But anyway, the bottom line here is that America and our science and our leaders will not buy into what's been proven scientifically, that if you get COVID, you have the antibodies. In fact, to a degree higher than a vaccine. But we continue to say vaccine mandated. Well, if you had it, it shouldn't be mandated. Israel is not doing that. Other countries are not doing it. If you show antibodies, why do you need a shot? But they don't look at that. They say, no, you've got to be vaccinated.
Haagen-Dazs said we were going to follow the science, right? But we're not following the science.
No, we're not.
And I think you're right. There should be some kind of stipulation or loophole for that. I don't see why you don't get vaccinated, guys. They've been working on this for 25 years. Yet people say
because of the SARS.
It's too soon. Based on what? Who the fuck knows how long it takes to make a?
They've been working on SARS, but again, what everybody forgets,
vaccination.
They worked on SARS probably since I was at HSBC and we had MERS or whatever SARS came out. So then we had almost every scientist in the world was given the money and the time and dedication to find a cure, okay? And the computers that we have nowadays, and we're able to find it, and that's why.
Trust the doctor, not Chris Cuomo or Donna Lemon. Yeah. Or, by the way, the population that's most at risk won't get vaccinated. It's not the maggers and the down south and down there.
No.
It's not them. And I know the Tuskegee Airmen, but guys, let's remember something in history. Yeah. They did the Philadelphia experiment, and they experimented with a lot of our young guys in that shithole Vietnam.
Yeah, they dropped Agent Orange and shit on them. So, no, it's terrible, but it's time to get vaccinated. We need to get to this so-called herd immunity. I don't know, we're at 63% in the country, and we've had millions upon millions have had this. So how were we not?
If indeed there were chips, which I think isn't a bad idea, we wouldn't be looking for that Brian Laundrie, right? And we wouldn't have all these
that laundry out,
white or black,
right? Let's hang that laundry out in the line when we find that son of a.
And bring Tony in. It's time to bring the father of COVID, said on this show, Tony Fauci in, over boiling water,
close to him?
And ask him what in the hell did you make?
He goes by Anthony.
Under the Great Healers funding.
He goes by Anthony, so don't call him Tony. Anyway, no, you're absolutely right. So Obama, they're building a library for this piece of shit. A first-term senator, and then he gets elected twice in so-called racist America.
60,000 square foot mansion, and
he's got 4 or 5 mansions.
Where's that place?
Martha's Vineyard.
Martha's Vineyard, right on the water. But I thought we're losing the shoreline.
Yeah, we're losing it. Anyway. He's getting this thing, but anyway, he cut off the NIH funding for that. Somehow Fauci kept it going with the chinks, and here we are.
By the way, too,
in a petri dish.
High school in Tennessee.
40 seconds.
Constantly prayed. They were told to stop. They prayed after their game. The parents surrounded them, didn't let the board in there. Kudos to that.
And lastly, Virginia, you got a guy coming out from the governor or the mayor saying that we'll teach anything we damn well please in our schools. No, we pay your salary there, Mickey Mouse.
And this Lawn Boy book that everybody's talking about, some little Mexican grass cutter got paid back in the wrong way. Remember, that's a one-way street there. It should always be remembered for that.
Always a one-way street. Well, not always. There's people out there that like it.
By the way, they're funding, I don't want to hear about the stadium, they're funding Broadway to the tune of about $1 billion. Ask my buddy Timmy about singing me a song of a gay piano man.
All right. Well, we got to go.
To the others.
Till the others arrive.
Remember. What the hell was that back there?